Live from ABC7, this is Eyewitness News at 7 p.m. on LA56.
Will the proposed NFL football stadium in Carson go to public vote? We're live at the city council meeting.
A wild chase that turned into a police standoff comes to an end with the suspect now in custody.
Local families battled with the Homeowners Association over their drought-busting efforts. They installed artificial turf but now face fines. Good evening, I'm Ellen Leva in for Colleen Sullivan.
No, David Ona, this is Eyewitness News in LA56, LA's only live local newscast at 7 p.m. And Carson could be closer to getting an NFL stadium. The city council is meeting to decide whether to approve construction on a stadium. And Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell is live at City Hall with the latest. Amy?
David, backers of the stadium came up with nearly twice the number of signatures needed to put the proposal before voters. But tonight, Carson officials could decide to approve the plan on their own. Raiders fans and Chargers fans united, hoping to bring pro football back to Los Angeles.
I know it's going to happen.
Why is that?
Well, when you get two teams together and they say we want to build a stadium together, privately funded stadium, it's not going to cost the taxpayer anything, then you know there must be some merit behind it.
If supporters of the Carson Stadium proposal get their way, the city could have two pro football teams sharing a $1.7 billion facility. The city could put the issue before voters or give the project the go-ahead tonight.
If they do it on their own, then the cost of an election won't be borne by the residents of the city of Carson. It will happen quicker, and this project will proceed.
The Oakland Raiders and San Diego Chargers are working on a joint proposal to build a 72,000-seat stadium in Carson if they are unable to strike deals to build new homes in their current cities. The proposed stadium site is just off the 405 freeway. A new study says the city could reap significant financial benefits in the long run, but it also says traffic would be heavy on game days when tens of thousands of fans would flood the area.
There's traffic all the time, so it really doesn't make a difference.
That's part of LA, traffic.
Exactly.
You go to a Dodger game, there's traffic.
In addition, 10,000 planned on-site parking spots won't be enough to meet the need.
168 acres with a stadium, as a centerpiece for the project development will have enough parking.
The stadium could trigger the need for millions of dollars in infrastructure improvements and increased police and emergency services. But the city would not have to come up with any money for those improvements. Reporting live in Carson, Amy Powell, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Amy. Well, we are on storm track. April showers, hail, even a tornado. Check out these pictures viewer Renee Castor snapped of an apparent tornado in Desert Center. It reportedly touched down about 3:45 this afternoon. No reports of damage so far. And earlier today, it was hailing in Wrightwood. One of our viewers in Wrightwood shared this video with us by using the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness. Big Bear Lake resident Christian Mortensen took this picture of hail on his barbecue. And for more on what we can expect overnight and into tomorrow, let's get right to meteorologist Jonathan Novak.
Shouldn't put hail on the barbecue. It doesn't cook very well. Well, I'm Doppler 7000 HD showing still some storm activity out there, folks, and some lightning even showing up. Off to the east there, we had zoom on in, and I think we will. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Let's see. If my remote wants to cooperate with me, let's just try one other one here. And in the meantime, we can expect a few of these showers to be kind of hanging on throughout the evening time, and that means, there we go. I just had to get a different remote. We could be seeing a few more lightning strikes throughout tonight. Now, as we go through tomorrow, we're going to have more rain ahead. I think from the storms today, compared to tomorrow won't be that bad, but as we go through Thursday, we could see another round of this. So we've got a few days of weather like this. Still some rain right now, and light snow around Wrightwood and Mount Baldy. So for this evening, I might bring a light jacket. It's going to be kind of cool, and especially in the mountain areas and the foothills, definitely be prepared for the potential for a light shower throughout the next several hours into the early evening time. We'll detail that rain chances for tomorrow and on into the rest of the week coming up in a few.
All right, Jonathan, thank you.
You're welcome.
A suspect wanted for drugs finally surrenders after more than an hour-long standoff in Downey. It all started around 3:20 this afternoon in downtown L.A. Police say they saw the driver ingesting drugs and tried to pull him over. A chase began, and during the pursuit, you could see the driver smoking something in his SUV. Drivers tried to stop his vehicle using a pit maneuver, but were unsuccessful. After half an hour, The driver finally pulled into a cul-de-sac in Downey and stopped. The suspect kept police at bay for more than an hour before finally surrendering.
2 students have been arrested for conspiracy to commit murder at a high school in Rancho Cucamonga. Authorities have been investigating possible threats against Los Osos High School. Deputies interviewed dozens of students regarding rumors of a possible shooting on campus. Evidence on cell phone led to the arrest of one 14-year-old male student and one 14-year-old female student. Extra security was placed on campus during the investigation. And caught on video, a deputy U.S. Marshal grabbing a woman's cell phone and smashing it to the ground. Video was posted on YouTube and has now prompted an investigation. Eyewitness News reporter Miriam Hernandez reports from Southgate where that incident happened.
He told me that I had to go, and I told him that I had the right to film. And he said that I was interfering.
In her sights, a federal task force searching for a suspect. But in moments, it was the cell phone of Beatriz Paez that became the target. Watch this video posted on YouTube of the deputy marshal approaching and grabbing it.
Threw everything on the ground. He stomped on my phone with his boots several times violently, and then he kicked my phone. I mean, I was terrified. I thought he was going to beat me up. I feared for my life.
The phone is crunched. Now the deputy U.S. Marshal is under investigation, and Paez, a teacher, has hired a lawyer.
That my client's rights were violated, her constitutional rights. Everyone has the right to videotape and document police activity in public.
Paez says she was alarmed by the police presence on a Sunday afternoon, guns pointed at young men laying face down on the lawn.
I told them that I felt unsafe, and I was also telling them that they were blocking my view because they had their backs to me and they were purposely blocking my view of the camera.
Paez says she was more than 75 feet away from where the suspects were, that her fears stemmed from the officers approaching her, that her phone was her protection.
Especially with what's been happening nationwide, I think that the cops should always be watched, and it's every person's right to film the cops.
Now Paez is trying to retrieve the video from her smashed cell phone. Meantime, Southgate PD wants the public to know that none of their officers was involved. This was a federal task force operation, and it is the U.S. Marshal Service that is conducting the investigation. Reporting from Southgate, Miriam Hernandez, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
LAPD Chief Charlie Beck is speaking out following criminal charges being filed against one of his officers. Yesterday, Officer Richard Garcia pleaded not guilty to charges of assault under the color of authority. The beating arrest happened last October near 55th Street and South Avalon Boulevard. Officers were chasing 22-year-old Clinton Alfred Jr. because he matched the description of a robbery suspect. Alfred says he was tased and kicked several times. After looking at surveillance video, Beck says he was shocked by it.
I immediately ensured that the officers were sent home and contacted personally the district attorney and expressed my desire for her folks to not only look at this case but to file criminal charges.
Garcia is due back in court in June. The other officers involved in the arrest have been placed on paid administrative leave.
More controversy involving the behavior of police officers caught on camera. Today, 73-year-old Robert Bates, a volunteer reserve deputy who fatally shot a suspect who was pinned down by officers, pleaded not guilty to a second-degree manslaughter charge in Oklahoma. Judge also approved a request for Bates to vacation in the Bahamas before his return to court in July. And in Baltimore, 6 police officers have been suspended with pay after the death of a man while in police custody. This as Justice Department's Civil Rights Division says it has opened an investigation into the man's death.
A woman is lucky to be alive after her car plunges 150 feet off Cessnon Boulevard into a canyon in Porter Ranch. Witnesses rushed to help and called 911. The car landed upside down in trees. She was pulled from the canyon with non-life-threatening injuries. Her Lexus, a crumpled wreck, was recovered thanks to LA City Fire. And now the Los Angeles Police Department is investigating how the car went over the edge.
Replace that thirsty grass with artificial turf. It sounds like a good idea to beat the drought, but some local homeowners who did that are being rewarded with a stiff fine every day. Eyewitness News reporter Alex Michelson reports from Agoura Hills.
It's everyone's duty as a concerned citizen to do their part to save water.
Rhonda and Greg Greenstein thought they were doing their part to beat the drought by installing artificial turf outside their Agoura Hills home.
We really honestly did not think we needed homeowners' approval.
They have
fined us $50 a day. They continue to fine us $50 a day.
Jan Gerstel is president of the Morrison Ranch Estates Homeowners Association. The association sent the Greensteins a cease and desist letter and is taking them to small claims court to collect a fine.
We have to enforce the rules here. You know, unfortunately, sometimes people don't like what the rules are.
Gerstel claims most in the community don't want artificial turf.
We did not find significant water savings with artificial turf.
Greg Greenstein says that's simply not true.
We project that we'll save 2/3 of our water bill throughout the end of the year.
You know, it's time we accept the drought for what it is.
Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez is sponsoring a bill that would make it illegal for HOAs to fine homeowners for putting in artificial turf.
And, you know, it's about saving water and making sure that we reward responsible behavior and don't penalize people for it.
Governor Brown has vetoed similar bills in the past.
I expect that the governor, given his commitment to really changing behavior in this drought, probably will take a second look at it.
I would expect that Brown would veto it again.
At this point, I really don't want to have to take it out.
That bill is expected to be voted on by the Assembly in May. In the meantime, the Greensteins say that they'll see their HOA in court. Reporting from Agora Hills, Alex Michelson, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
A proposal to make those in Orange County who use more water pay higher rates has been struck down. An appeals court overturned San Juan Capistrano's tiered water rates. Big water users there pay almost 4 times as much. The goal is to encourage people to conserve water, and the court said state law forbids rates to be higher than the cost of obtaining and delivering the water. About 2/3 of the state's water districts use some form of tiered pricing, and Governor Jerry Brown said the practical effect of the court's decision is to put a straitjacket on local government at a time when maximum flexibility is needed. My policy is and will continue to be employ every method possible to ensure water is conserved across California. Now, we want to hear your ideas for beating the drought. Join our circle of eyewitnesses and tell us what you're doing to save water. Just post on social media using the hashtag ABC7Drought or upload to the free ABC7 app.
Up next, important health news for millions of women.
The new test that shows if you have a higher risk of breast or ovarian cancer.
Plus, a cruise ship nightmare will show you where 2,500 passengers are trapped in a ferocious storm.
And this magical moment, a quad rainbow caught on camera, and a closer look is straight ahead.
Tonight, a major headline about breast cancer. The big developments making it more affordable to get screened and easier to get other opinions. ABC's Lindsay Davis has the details.
This was the game changer. Angelina Jolie going public about her double mastectomy, saying a test for a breast cancer gene mutation saved her life. And tonight, news that that test will now be affordable for most women.
You will receive an email when your sample has been received at the lab, and another email when your results are ready.
The new test, just $249. Many other tests for the BRCA gene, 10 times more expensive and often not covered by insurance. It's the kind of access Jolie has pushed for, triggering the Angelina effect, an avalanche of interest in genetic testing. The star telling our George Stephanopoulos even she was surprised.
I was stunned that the discussion broadened and that doctors were telling me how it helped the issue and more women were getting tested.
Also today, a true breakthrough in how doctors interpret test results. A new database comparing samples from women all over the world.
We now have a tsunami of new data that can be harnessed in a really positive way. By combining these data globally, we can improve the accuracy of genetic testing.
Meaning, like Angelina Jolie, more women will now learn whether they face a heightened risk of breast and ovarian cancer.
The doctors we spoke with expressed some concern that some women may go out, get the test, get inconclusive results, and then get worried. But this is great news for women who are at high risk, who perhaps have a family history of early breast cancer. Lindsay Davis, ABC News, New York.
You can thank Stormy for this beautiful scene. It's a quadruple rainbow in Glen Cove, New York. The photo was taken by Amanda Curtis, and she says because of the rainbow, there will be 4 pots of gold.
It's got to be good luck. Here at home, here's another look at today's tornado in Desert Center, thanks to Joe Lopez, who shot this from his vehicle.
All right, so some excellent views of our weather. Jonathan Novak joins us right now. It was kind of pretty good day for weather today.
It's amazing. We were asking for it all winter.
Yes.
And we finally got some rain, and we've got some storms. And tomorrow, I think Thursday will be a little rough in the mountains, especially if you're in the mountain areas. Well, even today, off in the higher elevations, you had some convection, you had some storms develop, and you had some lightning. In fact, right now, you have that. So we'll look for that for the next 2 days as this storm system, especially on Thursday, I keep emphasizing that. It just seems like that's going to be where things are a little bit rougher, so to speak, as far as the elements kind of coming together for some storms. But if you're off in the Mount Baldy area, you've got some light snow showing up on that live Mega Doppler 7000 HD. Will slide to the east and still some showers and even some lightning as you head off in the eastern portions of the area. In fact, let me zoom out and I can show you that that's not only just contained there, but you head over to the mountains and you have some light rain that's also stretching back down toward Victorville, east of that, and up toward Barstow and north toward Bakersfield. So we have spotty activity all around the area, except for, of course, the coast and for the LA basin. So I think for tomorrow, we're going to kind of keep it like that. Now, Thursday, when we see some convection fire up, we could see those storms drift into the valley areas and even possibly to the coast, so we have a better chance of rain then. In the meantime, it was cool today. We only hit 67. What a cool time-lapse, guys. Check that out. Running Springs just looks like a soup of clouds as the sun was heading down, and this is a live shot. Laguna, I don't know how you do that. You get that nice pink color. That's like got to be the coolest time-lapse sunset out there right now. 59 degrees at Laguna Beach, light winds out of the west, 10 miles an hour or so. Temperatures around the area are just going to be cool tonight and tomorrow, the next few days. We don't really have a warm-up until the weekend, so you're going to have to wait until about Saturday or Sunday for things to turn around as far as the temperatures go. So we're talking about this storm system. Check this out right here. This is that area of low pressure that's just kind of hanging out, taking its time, moving through Southern California, and as it rotates through, it's going to be giving us lift. It's going to lift that air, that moisture in the atmosphere, and those clouds form and the moisture condenses and we get showers and we get storms. In fact, we have enough instability in there for once again tomorrow, some of the mountain areas to have some storms, and especially on Thursday. This is Wednesday at 12 p.m. I just stopped it at noon to show you we don't have that much really kicking into gear here in Southern California, but maybe some rain and snow already up there in the High Sierra. Now we get a little bit closer in and you're going to see the chances of rain will be developing all the way through Wednesday afternoon, dying off at night, and then coming back into play again Thursday afternoon. Look at this, Thursday, 3, 4 p.m. This yellow right there, and even some orange by Big Bear. I've been mentioning the storm potential. That's what that's indicating. And this, as we looked at this yesterday, wasn't as aggressive, this particular model, in bringing that kind of convection over the mountains, so it's actually going in that direction. So, yeah, that looks pretty good here, and we head through the rest of Thursday into Thursday night, and I think we will start drying out, and Friday on as the weekend's looking good. If you're looking for dry weather, we'll have that for you on Friday on. So, 7-day forecast for LA Metro and Orange County, powered up by AccuWeather. That best chance of rain is going to be Thursday. We'll have a slight chance in there on Friday with some mix of sun and clouds. The weekend, though, back in the 70s, 71 on Saturday, 75 Sunday, and nearing 80 by next Monday and Tuesday. A little bit of everything for everybody. Valleys, i.e., you've got 60s for your high temperatures for a few days. It's going to be cool. The temperatures are going to be dipping into the 40s for lows, and a chance of rain, especially at the foothills, potentially with some of those storms from the mountains drifting on over the beach. Just a slim chance for a couple of showers Thursday and Friday with temperatures in the 60s. The mountains, though, watch out for the lightning tomorrow, Thursday, and maybe, yeah, again on Friday, and then we'll dry you out for the weekend. And the high desert looking like you could see a few sprinkles, too, from this activity. We like it. One out, just keep them coming.
You bet.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
For the rest of the summer. That'd be great.
Can you do that? Can you make that happen, Dave?
No, I can't.
I've tried.
I could barely do anything, Jonathan. Thanks. Turning now to the cruise ship stranded off the coast of Australia. 2,500 passengers are trapped, 800 of them children. Waters are so dangerous they can't return to port, and ABC's Hamish McDonald has the latest.
This is the view through the window for passengers of the Carnival Spirit. 30-foot-plus waves and 60-mile-an-hour winds slamming the massive ship. Tonight, passengers helpless, and the weather is getting worse. Chris Rouse is on board with his wife and 2 children, and he's worried.
There were massive bangs, and I think there was like a toughened glass, and one of those pieces of glass shattered right above us.
More than 2,500 are on board, including 800 children, returning from the South Pacific. The ship is right outside the harbour, but the port is closed.
This is the first time I've ever refused entry to a cruise ship.
It's all part of a massive storm that's whipping Australia's coastline, sweeping entire homes away, killing at least 3 people. Being trapped at sea in extreme weather is a terrifying experience. This video from 2010 shows the moment a giant wave smashed a cruise ship in the Mediterranean. 2 people are killed. The cruise line says passengers are as comfortable as possible, and they hope to direct the ship to port in the coming hours. But the weather is not letting up yet. Hamish McDonald, ABC News, London.
Wow. Those poor people.
Terrible.
That's scary. Well, up next, how an LA City partnership with Waze will help you get around the city.
And a wild sight caught on camera. A driver races down the road with a man on his hood, while the passenger says the driver wasn't doing anything wrong.
city is now teaming up with traffic app Waze to share real-time information about everything from road repairs to movie shoots. Mayor Eric Garcetti announced the partnership, saying the city is sharing street closure data with Waze.
This is going to be updated in real time every 2 minutes, giving motorists the information they need to avoid those road closures and to get home for dinner in time.
In return, the city is receiving real-time information about traffic patterns and road conditions from Waze to help better manage city streets. Today, an agreement was also reached to add notifications about hit-and-run and Amber Alerts, which should start appearing in the coming months.
Well, here's something you don't see every day. A man hanging onto the hood of a car as it speeds through several towns. That man is Stephen Sutton from Pennsylvania. Sutton's girlfriend says it all started when she got in the car with another man who was going to drive her home. She says Sutton threatened them with a cinder block and then jumped on the hood as they pulled away. Police finally stopped the car and arrested the driver for speeding and basically for refusing to stop with Sutton on his hood. Sutton's girlfriend says that's not really fair.
When he did try to stop the vehicle, he got completely violent, like he was going to kill us both. Nobody in their right mind would stop the vehicle.
She says she kind of feels like it's all her fault. As for her boyfriend, the one on the hood, so far he's not facing any charges.
And we're updating the evening's top stories next at 7:30.
Including a reward being offered in a hit-and-run crash in North Hollywood that killed a woman. Authorities want to find the driver of the white Toyota pickup who sped away as the victim lay dying.
Plus, South LA considers another rebrand. First it was South Central, then it became South LA. What do you think of SOLA?
Live from ABC7, this is Eyewitness News at 7:30 p.m. on LA56.
Top story at 7:30. The city of Carson could approve a $1.7 billion plan for an NFL stadium tonight. I'm David Ono.
I'm Ellen Leva in for Colleen Sullivan, and this is Eyewitness News on LA56. LA's only live local newscast at 7:30 p.m. City Council might approve construction of a stadium or set a later public vote. San Diego Chargers and the Oakland Raiders want to share an arena in Carson if both teams fail to get stadiums in their respective cities. The Los Angeles area has been without an NFL team for 2 decades.
We're in storm track tonight as wild weather strikes parts of Southern California. Check out these pictures viewer Renee Castor snapped of an apparent tornado in Desert Center. It reportedly touched down around 3:45 this afternoon, and earlier today it was hailing in Wrightwood. One of our viewers in Wrightwood shared this video with us by using the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness. Big Bear Lake resident Christian Mortensen took this picture of hail on his barbecue.
So what's next for our weather? Meteorologist Jonathan Novak is tracking it all with a live Mega Doppler 7000 HD.
It's good. I have trouble every day with that one. You know, when you see a funnel cloud, you're not going to see it touching the ground. Once that touches the ground, you're officially talking about tornadoes. When you see that sort of debris circulating around, that's what that was officially. So there you go. And we're going to have more of this type of weather. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but storm activity as we go into the next couple of days. Tonight, it's on the downtrend. Some light rain and a little bit of light snow around Wrightwood and Mount Baldy, still kind of hanging on there, and even toward Big Bear Lake, getting in on a little bit of what looks like to be some light shower activity. Let's pull back, and in the low desert there we had some storms, and up to the north even we have some showers and storms still hanging on right now. And if you notice, these are actually drifting to the southwest towards Santa Barbara. Probably not going to hold together, but this is all coming from some activity up to the north in the Sierra, and we need it everywhere in the state. And so when the snow and the rain is up in the high Sierra, that's good news too. Now I mentioned we've got a couple more days of this. I'll tell you the chances of those storms firing back up are in that 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Jonathan, we'll see you then. Okay. A mother makes a tearful plea for the hit-and-run driver who killed her daughter to surrender. It happened in February in North Hollywood, and today the Los Angeles City Council offered a reward. And Eyewitness News reporter Darcia Phillips has the story.
He just left her down there on the street, laying like a dog.
Melva Chapman's 91-year-old mother is looking for closure. Chapman, her youngest daughter, was struck and killed while crossing Satakoy Street in North Hollywood on February 27th. The driver never stopped.
And I just want to let him know that it hurts to the bottom of my heart because she was my baby.
Today, a $50,000 reward was approved to help find the driver who struck and killed Chapman.
Right now, we ran out of leads. We are here asking for City Council to approve a reward of $50,000 that we believe will serve as an incentive for somebody to do the right thing.
The driver was in a 2005 to 2011 white Toyota Tacoma pickup truck with damage to the left portion of the vehicle.
I know there's neighbors or friends or somebody that has seen that, and I wish you would just turn yourself in. We need closure.
Chapman, family says, was a daughter, mother, and sister and was coming home from the doctor when she was fatally struck. The 57-year-old, they say, had so much more life to live and want the person responsible for her death to be brought to justice.
And I hope somebody have the decency in saying, I hurt your daughter, because it hurts a lot.
The City Council is currently considering a measure that would offer automatic rewards in hit-and-run cases in hopes of deterring drivers from leaving the scene of accidents and also bring forward more witnesses in these cases. In downtown Los Angeles, I'm Darcia Phillips, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
2 people were critically injured in a crash in Winnetka. Video from Air 7 shows at least 3 cars involved. According to the Los Angeles City Fire Department, the 2 critically injured people were pedestrians, a 40-year-old woman and a 6-year-old girl. 2 other people in one of the cars were also injured and taken to the hospital in fair condition. This is the 8300 block of Winnetka Avenue. Winnetka Avenue Elementary School is right there. However, there is no word yet on whether the injured girl is a student.
San Bernardino County supervisors agreed to a $650,000 settlement with a man beaten by deputies after leading them on a chase on horseback. Beating of 30-year-old Francis Pusok earlier this month was caught on videotape. It prompted a federal civil rights investigation and led to 10 deputies being placed on leave. They're also facing a department investigation. Settlement means the county will avoid a civil lawsuit by Pusok. However, it does not affect any criminal or civil rights investigations. So we've heard of WeHo and NoHo. What about SOLA? South LA leaders are considering rebranding the community. Eyewitness News reporter Leo Starworth has reaction.
Sola. Some people in South LA we talk to say Sola is catchy. The city is considering it as an alternative to South Los Angeles, which got its name after the city scrapped the name South Central Los Angeles, feeling it was negatively associated with the 1992 and 1965 LA riots.
Even just telling people I live in South Central is, there's a lot of, looks you get. So
still use that name, South Central?
Yeah, because I tell people I live in Los Angeles. If they're familiar with, Los Angeles, they know what South Central is. So, Sola is, I think, is definitely better for the reputation of this area. It rolls off the tongue.
If they tweak it a little bit, it could be a cute nickname. Sola LA.
Councilman Bernard Parks is spearheading the effort to add SOLA as an appropriate acronym to refer to South Los Angeles. He says other areas like West Adams, Chesterfield, Lamert Park, the Crenshaw District, they have their own names. Why not SOLA?
Sola has a little thing to it. Depends on how you say it.
Some swag.
Yeah, put some swag in it. Sola. I like it.
Honestly, the abbreviation is perfect. Sola, S-O-L-A. Sola. Yeah, like Sola.
I think that they should focus not on trying to make South LA appealing to privileged outside people, but focus on the problems for the people that actually live here.
The City Council is expected to debate whether to add the name SOLA to the area in the next several months. Leo Starworth, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
President Barack Obama is again stopping short of calling the 1915 massacre of Armenians a genocide. Top administration officials met with Armenian American leaders today. They pledged the U.S. would use the 100th anniversary of the killings to urge a frank and just acknowledgement of the facts, but they did not use the word genocide. Historians estimate up to 1.5 million Armenians were killed by Ottoman Turks. Turkey denies that the deaths constituted genocide. And last week, Pope Francis called the massacre the first genocide of the 20th century. California Congressman Adam Schiff issued a statement saying, "I'm deeply disappointed that the president, once again, will fail to properly describe the extermination of 1.5 million Armenians from 1950 to 1923 for what it was, genocide."
Trial of a former Auschwitz concentration camp guard began today in Germany. 93-year-old Oscar Groening acknowledged having helped collect and tally money as part of his job dealing with the belongings stolen from people arriving at Auschwitz. That earned him the moniker Accountant of Auschwitz. He said he witnessed individual atrocities but did not acknowledge participating in any crimes. Groening is charged with 300,000 counts of accessory to murder. He could face up to 15 years in prison if convicted. And also, the Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi learned his fate in connection to the killings of protesters in 2012. Morsi was sentenced to 20 years in prison, along with a dozen Brotherhood leaders and Islamist supporters. Morsi rose to power following the ousting of Hosni Mubarak back in 2011, but the military overthrew Morsi in 2013 amid massive protests against his rule. His conviction can be appealed.
Earth Day 2015 is tomorrow, but tonight, LAX is already turning green. Here's a live look at Los Angeles International Airport, where pylons at the main entrance are aglow in green. The lights came on at sundown and remain on all night, and they'll come back on tomorrow at dusk. Earth Day marks the anniversary of what many consider the birth of the environmental movement back in 1970.
Up next, actress and comedian Roseanne Barr revealing some startling news about her health.
Plus, a young boy is about to become an Iron Man, and we'll show you the technology making his dream come true.
And the new warning about something on nearly everyone's cell phone, free apps that can allow hackers to view your pictures, even listen to your calls.
Actress Roseanne Barr is battling a serious health condition. She's losing her eyesight. The 63-year-old comedian told the Daily Beast she has macular degeneration and glaucoma. She made an appearance at the Tribeca Film Festival in New York to promote a new documentary, Roseanne for President. And a 5-year-old Ohio boy born without all of his fingers is getting a new bionic hand fit for a superhero. Jack Carter was born with a right hand that did not fully form. After a bone graft, he was able to use his thumb, but the other fingers remain undeveloped. He's adapted pretty well, even playing baseball, but now he's getting a new hand designed after Iron Man, his favorite superhero, a gift his mother says will be life-changing.
We're so grateful to enable Sienna for doing this, and then I mean, he's so excited. He talks about it every day when he's going to get his hand.
The hand is being provided by the organization Enabling the Future, an international organization that matches children with programs that use 3D technology to create mechanical prosthetics. Jack will be presented with the new hand tomorrow.
Tonight, a warning about something that may be on your smartphone. Free apps, some that could allow hackers to steal your personal information, view your photos, listen to your calls. ABC's Mara Skybo-Campos shows how you may be giving strangers access to everything.
Smartphones used for much more than talking. An estimated 86% of the time we spend on them using apps. But many of the most popular free apps like flashlights, children's games, and even the Bible are actually designed to mine and sell your private information. It's what you agree to in the permissions, giving the app access to things like your location and what you're searching so they can sell that information. Sometimes they gain access to your contacts and spam the numbers. Some free apps go even further. Created by hackers, they embed spyware with the sole purpose of learning your personal information, like credit card numbers and bank account passwords.
It's almost like a Trojan horse.
Exactly. We call these remote access Trojans or rats.
Using a phone with spyware, cybersecurity expert Gary Milewski shows us how easy it is for crooks to steal personal data on your phone. He takes my picture. Later, that same photo appears on his laptop. The phone was even recording our entire conversation.
It is eavesdropping on the microphone right now.
This is the conversation we were just having.
Yeah. We were being spied on.
A trade group tells us that app developers are doing their best to protect consumers, but it's important to be vigilant. Some tips: read the permissions first and don't download anything that's asking for more permission than it needs. Do some spring cleaning, uninstall any apps that you don't use, and consider paid apps, which may ask for fewer permissions than the free ones. Mara Skybo-Campos, ABC News, New York.
We've seen rain and lightning. What's next for our wild weather? Jonathan Novak has a complete forecast up next.
And the NFL releases the 2015-2016 schedule. And coming up in sports, find out some of the standout games of the year and this story.
From wanted suspect to this, I'm Rob Hayes. What it takes to come up with a composite sketch. That story coming up.
We're happy to say that Jonathan Novak is actually tracking some wet weather.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that we can talk about some showers, even some storms. Still firing up on that live Mega Doppler 7000 HD. The last images here, you'll see some lightning, and then the last few images, those storms have died down, which is what you expect when you lose the heating of the day, at least in this pattern that we are in right now. But still some light rain around Wrightwood, and as you head up into the Antelope Valley, maybe a sprinkle around Lancaster or just east of there. Over toward Big Bear, some light rain for you, just hanging on to. Tonight, we're going to be drying out. But tomorrow, another round. It's not going to be widespread. Today, we had isolated storms and some showers in the higher elevations. In fact, check this out around Bakersfield southwest. This area of rain is drifting down to the southwest, not holding together. So Fraser Park, maybe you got a sprinkle there. But Santa Barbara looks like you're staying dry for now. As we go through the extended forecast, I think Thursday is going to be a day where we start seeing some storms really fire up. So for tomorrow, we'll keep the chance in there. It's just not going to be a big chance. Wow, look at that, Big Bear. Nice time lapse from earlier. The sun was not quite setting there, but we had some rain you can see from some of those low clouds. I want to show you Palmdale just to show you the winds up in the Antelope Valley. I was just showing you some of the rain, some of the winds kicking up as a result. So if you're in the Antelope Valley right now, it might be a little gusty here for a little while tonight, just for about an hour or so. Temperatures in the lower 60s and upper 50s around Southern California. You got 62 in LA. 62 is your current temperature in Ontario. 61 Santa Clarita and Van Nuys. Cool. It was only 67 today in Los Angeles. This is the culprit, this area of low pressure. You see this right here? This is the rotation counterclockwise. I don't know if you can make that out. That's the low. It's drifting over Southern California. It's going to continue to do so over the next 2 days, 3 days really, and then we'll see rain chances as a result. I start you tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., and notice by about 2, 3 p.m., we have showers again. Similar location in the higher elevations, in the mountains, and around the foothills, drifting into the Antelope Valley possibly. Now, this is Thursday early morning, maybe a light sprinkle. Clouds will be thick, but Thursday afternoon, this is 11 a.m., into about 4 p.m., you'll see the yellow and the orange. That's indicating the potential for some strong storms over the peaks. So we'd have to watch out for those like today, maybe some small hail coming from any storms that form, especially on Thursday. So 70 forecast for LA Metro and Orange County, powered up by AccuWeather. The chance in LA area is not great, 30%, but it's there for Thursday. And even on Friday, just a slim chance, and then we'll have a nice weekend ahead. 70s back in play for Saturday and Sunday. The IE valleys, you too have a chance of rain, of course. 30% on Thursday, 60s for highs. It's going to be a cool one for you. Cool at the coast, lower 60s for high temperatures, and clouds around, and a slight chance of rain. The mountains is really where it's at. Again, a shot at some storms. I think Thursday says 30%. I think we might end up bumping that up a little bit on Thursday for some stronger activity with highs only topping out around 49, 50 degrees in the high desert. You're going to be struggling to get to 70 tomorrow with a chance of rain on through Friday. Dallas has more on ABC7 at 11. Back to you guys.
Jonathan, thank you.
You're welcome.
Dodgers are back on the diamond tonight, hoping to make it 8 straight wins when they take on San Francisco in the Bay Area. Well, the Angels are still looking for their first home win at the Big A this season when they host Oakland. And we'll have your highlights tonight with News at 11 p.m. on ABC7. The Clips know the Spurs will likely not play as badly as they did in Game 1 and have to expect adjustments from a veteran group. But Lob City will make their own adjustments in hopes of building a 2-game lead over the defending champs. Well, a loss at Staples tomorrow could change the entire outlook of the series. The team knows the importance of protecting home court.
Home court, you're supposed to win those games. You know, for us, we haven't done anything, and we have to. It's a long series, you know, and obviously they've been down 4-1-0. We were down 1-0 last year against Golden State. It was important for Game 1. You know, Game 2 is going to be totally different. But I think it's important for us to protect home court. You know, we didn't do a good job of that last playoffs that we had. We lost Game 6 on our home court, so that's not something that we want to, you know, give up again.
The NFL has finally released the 2015 schedule, and defending champion Patriots will host Pittsburgh in the season opener. Chip Kelly and the Eagles have been the talk of the offseason and will be showcased in the first Monday night game of the year against Atlanta. And here are some of the more notable matchups this year. Defending champion New England goes to Dallas in the October tilt. And while Rex Ryan takes Buffalo to his old stomping grounds in New York on November 12th, Green Bay will be retiring Brett Favre's number 4 when they host Chicago on Thanksgiving. And Oakland and San Diego could play their last divisional game in December if both were to move to Carson. And the Rams, they end the season in San Francisco in what could be their final game at the St. Louis Rams. Well, finally, President Obama honored 2014 NASCAR champ Kevin Harvick and his number 4 Stewart Haas Racing Team members at the White House today. That's Harvick with his hands in his suit pockets. Looks a little uncomfortable. Come on, Kevin, it's the White House, not your garage. And President Obama didn't take a spin of the car, but he did pose for a picture in front of it.
Didn't know what to do. Catching a criminal based on eyewitness accounts can be a tricky process. A good sketch artist can help, but it depends on the information they get from those witnesses. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes put the forensics process to the test.
Crime is an unfortunate reality where we live. That means plenty of suspects on the loose and plenty of these. Composite sketches pieced together by forensic artists like Anthony Coclamanos.
Getting them to open up and actually describe the person that they would rather forget, that's probably the most difficult thing.
Coclamanos works for the LAPD, sitting down with witnesses and coming up with the suspect sketches that we've grown so accustomed to seeing.
You really have to listen, and you really have to draw exactly what you're being told.
We wanted to see firsthand how the process works, so we staged a fake interview with one of our interns. Aaron Freeman had no idea he would witness a heated encounter when an employee he'd never seen before accidentally walked into our interview.
Come on, man, we're shooting here.
Well, why are you doing it in the middle of an aisle? Are you kidding me?
The confrontation was quick, it was unexpected, and now the question is, did Aaron the intern pick up enough details to help put together a composite sketch?
We quizzed Aaron about the man who interrupted the interview. Would he be able to pick him out of a lineup?
Easily. I think I got a good glimpse. Tall, skinny, bald, glasses, kind of scruff on his head.
But then we sat him down with the LAPD artist, detail after detail for more than an hour and a half. And as the sketch started coming together, Aaron's confidence started coming apart.
So this in your mind is the person that...
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was a really quick interaction. It was really difficult.
When we brought in our stranger,
hello,
you could see Aaron's recollection had some things right, but others way off.
Definitely not bald, so I apologize about that.
Coclamanos, though, says eyewitness accounts are rarely dead on. And while people may have a hard time linking these two faces together, this is the sketch that Aaron's memory described.
If the witness or victim says, that looks like the guy, then you've done your job.
A job that's helped reel in countless bad guys. And for those criminals trying to dodge prison, Coclamanos is more than happy to pencil them in. In Glendale, Rob Hayes, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Interesting stuff there, huh?
Yeah, it was good.
John's much more handsome, though.
Well, I mean, he missed the hair, but
Yeah.
I think if we got the hair in there, it would have been good.
Yep. More news straight ahead here at 7:30 and ahead tonight on Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7. A bikini-clad grandmother tries to walk a straight line while her 10-year-old grandson watches. We'll show you what happens next. And why this comedy star takes a fall on a star-studded red carpet, and we just learned the story behind it. Love these stories and all the late-breaking news on Southern California's #1 late newscast, Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7.
Fastest bullet train in the world has broken its own speed record. The maglev train hit 374 miles per hour on an experimental track in Yamanashi Prefecture. The train broke its own record from last Thursday when it hit 366 miles per hour on a test track. The average speed of the maglev train will be around 310 miles per hour once it is operating commercially.
And the homeless in downtown L.A. were treated to hundreds of hot dogs today at the L.A. Mission, all part of an event sponsored by Wiener Schnitzel and the nonprofit Skate for Change. They're currently on a month-long tour throughout the southwestern United States, feeding the homeless and raising money to bring the event to more parts of the country. They've currently given away 50,000 hot dogs and raised more than $50,000.
Well, that's it for us. Thanks for joining us for Eyewitness News at 7:30 on LA56. Law and Order SVU is coming up next on LA56.
Have a great night.
This is ABC7.